on the radar, baby. We got Dash Flash this week. What's poppin', bro?
What's good? How you doing, bro?
See, I thought you was. So you originally from New York, right?
Well, I was born in New York, and I lived in New York until like I was 5, until my dad joined the military, and then luckily he got stationed in Groton, Connecticut, which is like 2 hours away from here.
So you came all the way here from Connecticut.
Yep, I came out here from CT.
Appreciate that. I got a lot of people coming out from far away, and I appreciate when y'all make the trip to come down here
it's
and come
always
see
love,
me.
especially this is iHeartRadio, so this is one of the biggest outlets out here right now. So,
I appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you're growing up in New York. So what was that? So what was it like growing up in New York and like making that move to Connecticut? Because I know we were talking a little before this. I got a lot of friends who left New York and went to Connecticut, and it was like a big change for them. And at such a young age, I can only imagine. So what was that like?
Well, I know for a fact, like when my mom and my dad used to live out there and I was there, like we didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? Like when my dad finally went to boot camp, like to the Navy, me and my mom at the time were staying in like an attic. Like, we used to use like the stove for a heater. Like we had nothing. And then when my dad finally came back, he set up, he took leave to bring me out to Connecticut, me and my mom out, and kind of see how we saw it out there. And my mom definitely liked it out there more. So, we just made the move to go out there. But all my family stays out here. So throughout my life, like I always come out here to see family. So it's like I feel like I never really moved, 'cause
right?
Since everything is so close.
Does like New York like hip hop like kind of like influence the type of music you make? Like, do you still like come out here and like record and stuff like that, or is it
most
mostly
definitely.
like
Yeah,
I don't know what Connecticut hip hop sounds like. I met like one or two other rappers who like grew like were born and raised in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But like, what's that like? Do you like come back and forth to the city? Because I know it's not that far of a drive. But
it's really not, because when I was stationed, down when I was living down south, I lived down south for like 6 years. So like I was in Charleston, South Carolina. I would go to like Atlanta and Orlando. Those are all like between 4 to 6 hour drives. You know what I'm saying? So like here is like 2 hours. Even at nighttime, I get over here in like an hour and a half if I'm hitting like 70. So it's not that bad.
So you said you moved down south, so that's when you joined the military, right?
Yes, yeah.
So what like prompted you to like join the military and like go like that route?
Just I wasn't in a good space. I was like 18 and I was hanging around with some crazy people. We was all doing crazy things. A lot of my friends was going to jail, getting locked up. So some of my friends did like some crazy things. So we all had to go our separate ways, and I had to make a decision on whether I wanted to continue to live that lifestyle or make something better of myself. And I remember too, I couldn't even like afford to go in the studio. So I knew eventually once, I got myself into the military, and then once I was done with training and everything, I would be able to invest in myself more. So
what was it like being in the military, especially being
first,
like down south?
At first I was like, what did I get myself into? And then when I went down south, that was a straight culture shock, because everything down there is slower. Like everything is like the people out there.
It's kind of like moving like upstate New York. I mean, this is just from my experience, because I've been to Florida a few times. It's like you got to drive 15, 20 minutes to get from like wherever your crib is at.
You can't walk. Like
you can't just walk down the street to the corner store or whatever.
Yeah, when you're down south, you definitely need a car. Like there's no way that you could just walk to play. Everything is so spread out. So
how long were you? So you were deployed too as well?
Yeah, I went to Kuwait for 6 months. That's about like 30 minutes away from Iraq. So that was from November 2012 to May 2013.
So what was you doing down in Kuwait?
I was issuing out like mobility gear. Like I was making sure that all the troops that was like going to like hazardous areas in the deployed area, and like to Afghanistan also. Making sure that they got like all their mobility gear, like all their weapons and body armor, stuff like that.
That's great. So did you ever experience like I don't know what the correct term for it is. Did you ever like see action, I guess?
No, I never saw action. I mean, I remember while I was there, like there was supposedly there was like an intruder that got into the base,
really?
And they was like attempting to like blow up the cafeteria or something. So that was it. That was really it though. But other than that, I never seen no combat. I mean, I trained a lot. I got efficient on how to use.
That's a blessing if you don't see. That's a blessing that you didn't see combat too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless of whether you see action or not, just the fact that you go out there is kind of a life-changing experience anyways. Like it opens your eyes and it shows you kind of like what you're capable of,
So how did so going out there and going through all this military stuff, like did it make you realize anything about yourself, especially because you were telling you speaking about like your friends being locked up and like whatever, like how did it I guess change your mindset about
at first things? I didn't
things?
see anything good in it. At first I didn't. I was really like depressed. I was stressed out. You know, all my friends was partying. You know, that was the hard part of leaving.
Yeah.
I had to leave like the partying, you know, like the bullshitting because you know that was fun. That's all I.
There's
used
no
to
way
live.
to blow off steam in
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Kuwait, you know?
Yeah. So, how do you explain it? But I remember, you know, as it was getting a little bit more stressful, kind of like middle into the deployment, I kind of realized like how it was gonna pay off, you know, in the coming years. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, like I'm doing something good, you know. And you know, it's not that many people that serve in the country, and if I can, basically, it opened my mind to like for me to think like if I can do this, I can do anything else I put my mind to.
That's
So
dope.
it opened up my mind and it said, yo, like I can go after anything.
That's dope. So let's circle it back to music then.
Let's
So,
go.
you know, how did you get into like music and stuff like that, especially like when you came out of the military and coming back to America?
So it started off like me and my homies, we always used to like freestyle. We used to go on YouTube, like just put a beat on and freestyle. And then I guess my homies used to tell me like, yo, you kind of stick out, you know, from everybody else, kind of, you know, freestyling. And then the next thing you know, I started battling too. You know, like we would go to like football games, like local football games, and we would do like ciphers or rap battles. And next thing you know, like the audience went from looking at the football game to looking at us or looking at me, you know. So
That's dope.
it was dope. Next thing you know, I had like a local name. And then, you know, that's when I started, you know, asking myself, I was like, yo, should I like take this serious or not? Should I take it serious and actually begin to invest in myself and, you know, go out my way? Like actually, instead of being local, start moving global, you know? So
How
that's
did
where it all
how did the
started.
name Dash Flash come about? Was that like your your little local nickname or?
Well, it was kind of. It was given to me in high school. Like you know, like I you know, I started off battling.
Right.
So I remember it was like my birthday. I battled some kid, and then I beat him the first round. And then like some other kid just like walked by me. He was like, "Yo, you killed him fast, so I'm gonna call you Dash."
Oh,
da,
that's
da, da. So,
dope.
you know, so then I stuck with Dash, and then next thing you know, I started finding out there was other rappers that the name was Dash. So then
Yeah.
someone else kind of put the Flash into it, and I was like, "Yo, Dash Flash, that's not bad. I just stick with it." And then people always tell me like, "Yo, you should change your name, this and that." I was like, "Nah, I stick with Dash."
I think it's perfect because like it's
Yeah.
quick and rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah, nah.
So
most definitely.
so talk to me about like, you know, your work ethic in the studio and how you go about like making records and stuff like
yeah,
that.
so the military is what gave me the work. That's what I'm grateful for is like the military basically taught me how to go after what I want. And then how the work ethic applied to the music is like I could write so quick now. Like I could write and it's just an awesome thing to like just be able to go to the studio and basically kill the verse in like one take. You know, and then like I'm always like sending out emails. I'm always making sure I'm getting myself out there. I carry myself more professionally than maybe other people that's out there, you know. So I definitely say that it's helped me out in a great way. Like my work ethic right now is A1 because I have no team. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing this on
So
my
you're
own.
not so you're not currently signed.
I'm with Empire. I'm
Okay, that's what
doing
yeah.
distribution with Empire. Shout out to Empire. Shout out to Bobby Fischer. But you know, at the end of the day, like there's nobody, you know, setting my schedule out like in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going out and I'm doing it myself. And that's what I'm grateful for. So if you ever see me do anything, you know that I went out my way to go and get it. And anybody else that's like, you know, charging me money to do certain things, I mean, you know, that's help at the end of the day. But if I'm the one that's paying for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's doing it.
Right.
You know?
So you got some pretty big features on some of your records. You got Rich the Kid,
Yeah, nah,
and you
most
got
definitely.
Wayne on a song. So how did well let's do one by one. How'd the Rich the Kid one come about?
Well, I was planning on doing a song with another artist, and at the time he was killing it, but he didn't really respond to me back the way I liked. So I was like, yo, I see Rich the Kid, I see him doing his thing. So I was like, let me just give it a try. And I told him what I had going on. And luckily, honestly, I just DM'd him. I just shot him a DM.
Really?
And then he just, like, next thing you know, he read it. I saw that he read it. I was like, oh, damn. And the next thing you know, in the morning, he was like, let's do it. So I was like,
That's
you know,
dope.
I told him about my story with the military and everything and how, you know, I was planning on getting out to, like, go after my dream, you know, take it serious. So, you know, I guess he respected it. So
What about Tunchi?
I'm sorry. Oh,
My
Lil
bad.
Wayne,
I
Lil
should
Wayne?
just
Nah,
say
nah, you
Wayne. It's
good.
all good.
Now you good. Wayne actually, I got that verse from an engineer. I guess this engineer's name is Jay Beats.
Okay.
So like, shout out to Jay Beats. Like he's actually nominated for a Grammy.
Oh, word. For what record?
For the Astro World
Oh,
album.
okay.
For Travis
Okay.
Scott.
Dope.
And also I think he also worked on Nicki Minaj's album too. Like
Okay,
he
cool.
did like producing and stuff.
That's sick.
He actually engineered my first project too. So I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, and I just texted, I congratulated him like yesterday. So when I go out to LA, I'm actually gonna go out to LA for Grammy week. So
Oh,
that's gonna be
amazing.
dope.
Congrats
But,
on that. That's gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. But he has like, I guess at the time he had like a database of a bunch of verses that he never like used or like verses that never got dropped. I guess the artist came to the studio, he recorded them, and then how do you explain it? Like he was like, I guess he
got
the
it cleared
license.
for you in some
He got it
sense?
cleared. He got the license
Oh,
for
that's
it.
fire. That's dope.
He had me sign a contract, and he was like, yo, this verse right here is licensed, it's cleared. Do you want it? This is how much, da-da-da. So I was like, yo, let's do it. And that's Lil Wayne. You can't go wrong
I know you
with
can't.
Wayne.
You can't. And
You
that
can't
song
go
is
wrong with
dope.
Lil
That song
Wayne,
is
so
extremely dope
I
too.
appreciate it, bro.
So let's talk about what you got coming up. Before off air, you told me you're doing Spanish music too.
Yes, I'm gonna begin. I already started writing, so I started speaking to an A&R from Republic. Shout out to Maddie B. I remember I did a meeting. I've done 2 meetings with them so far, but earlier this year I went to Republic, and then Maddie B saw me, and I instantly he was like, yo, who are you? Da da da. He took my information,
Right.
and then after that, we kind of exchanged words. We had a conversation about everything that I had going on. And then he was like, yo, do you speak Spanish? I was like, yeah, I speak it fluently. He was like, yo, like, that's another market to tap into. Like, that's where the money
It's
at.
a bigger market than the
know?
American market.
So I was like, yo, why not? Let's give it a try. So he sent me a beat, and I started writing to it, and I sent it back to him. He was like, yo, that shit's fire.
So when you think we're going to get to hear some of that?
Definitely
Honestly,
in 2019. Definitely in 2019.
I could definitely see you being on like the cover of like a Reggaeton out, like an album or something like that.
Nah, most definitely.
Cause I definitely got the vibes when I came in here. I'm like I could see him doing like like regular hip hop and shit like that. But then like I could also see you like on the cover with like a bunch of other dudes like on a remix or some shit like that, which is extremely dope.
That's actually what I'm working on. Like I'm working on networking with other major artists in that market too. So it's a wonderful thing. I mean, God bless me, man.
So what you got coming up? Do you have any like projects, new singles?
Yes.
Let's talk. And we almost at the end of the year.
Oh,
literally like a week away.
Yeah.
So
I've only dropped 3 songs this year.
Really?
But I've learned how to move. Like basically, this year for me was kind of like falling
building
back.
year, kind of.
Building, but like kind of falling back, not being on some lazy stuff, but like more on observing. What's going on. How everything works, because you really think about it. I've only been in the industry really for like maybe like 2 years,
right.
So I'm still at like my infant stage. I'm still learning something new every day.
Things take time, and unfortunately things move slowly sometimes.
It takes a while to build an empire.
Right.
So
no pun intended.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. So I've just been like seeing what's going on, more of like just viewing everything, and I feel like I did a pretty good job this year compared to the other 2 years that I've been doing it. So, hell yeah, man.
So you got a project coming next year?
Yes, I have a project on the way called Make History.
Oh, dope.
So I got some few artists on there. I don't want to really say
No, you ain't got. Don't worry, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. I'm not gonna pressure you.
But yo, just know, like I feel like I'm getting better every day. I feel
Dash
like
Flash coming for y'all in 2019.
Yeah, 2019, I'm going full force.
That's dope, man. Well, congratulations on everything. Let the people know where they can listen to your music.
Nah, most definitely.
Listen to 3 very dope songs he dropped this year.
Yeah.
And let them know where they can follow you and all that. All the good stuff.
Yo, Twitter, Instagram, you can follow me at Dash Flash. Just Google me. I guess I got my Google profile is showing on there. I'm verified on everywhere. You look for me on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. I did that all by myself. You can find me everywhere. Just look up Dash Flash, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something out about me. Look up for my music on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Tidal, all that. Just look for it.
Awesome. Dash Flash, everybody.
Yeah, let's get it.